Welcome to the Immaterial Gamers podcast.
Who had a shirt?
Oh yeah, who has a shirt? A shirt.
The
Look
Par
at
Man.
this. Look at this. Next he'll be coming in a tie.
It's the
Then
Par Man shirt.
he'll have a badge representing Immaterial Gamers on his lapel.
I'm telling you, it's the Par Man shirt.
That sounds like a plan, Ryan.
It does. It does. Merchandising. That's.
I told you already, it's the Par Man shirt.
All right. Well, with the poor man's shirt, apparently. We will get into this. This is Immaterial Gamers podcast number 110.
110.
Yeah, the binary edition. 110111101. I mean, we could have done that with like podcast 101, podcast 11, podcast 1, 10. But no, we make the binary joke now. And yes,
It's never too late.
I need to go 1011011010101.
So this is how we're gonna speak this time.
Absolutely not. That was just terrifying there. So yeah, this week you've got me, you've got Ryan.
Hello, Ryan.
You've got
I'm
me.
an alcoholic.
Ryan.
Yeah, you've got me. You've got Ryan.
You got Ryan. You got me. And you got Stefan.
Yep.
And me.
And
Me.
He has no name. He's just a Par Man.
So we've got me, Ryan, me, Steph, me, and Dariusz. And we've also got robot producer Craig, who is there on the screen because it wants to say something. It already said it before the podcast started, and it said now recording, as it always does. But he's grateful to lend his space there for later on in the podcast. So we will do that because we've got our usual what's been played, and because they do seem to be fun and going down well, we've got another video game related quiz with a little story behind it later. So before we get on with that, how has everyone's week been?
Right.
Terrible. I found out I'm going back to work.
So terrible for you. So you'll realize that work is where you'll want to be. Work shall set you free.
No. Not when I'm going Stoke-on-Trent.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that. Yeah, just for everyone on there, with most of Immaterial Gamers are based in Manchester. Or surrounding areas, Greater Manchester. Not Manchester.
Manchester, mate. You got a problem with that?
You what?
Come on then.
All right, yeah. No. So now that we've insulted the entirety of Manchester, that's it's a good thing no one listens to this. So yeah, so Steph going to Stoke-on-Trent, which is like 40 miles south of here.
Might see about getting some Autumn Tower tickets.
might as well make a day of it, a weekend of it. I don't know, make a week of it. But yeah, so Steph's unhappy that he's having to go back to work in Stoke-on-Trent, which I can agree with.
To be honest, I don't really care.
Well, yeah.
My work's made a way for me to get there and that, so it's not like they're just going, you need to make your own way. It's like, yeah, okay. If they said I had to make my own way, I have an issue.
Fair enough. And
that would be.
And Dariusz?
I've been at work on Saturday for a few extra hours because I've been asked to give them a hand.
Hey, well, if you get the opportunity of extra money, why not?
Yeah. And on top of it, I've seen a little baby today.
Hey, there we go.
You seen a baby?
New innocent life that hasn't had to deal with this shitty year so far.
Well, technically, the baby that had to deal with coronavirus thingy.
The baby was the mastermind of it all.
It was born during the COVID, so it's
I see.
That reminds me, I need to message someone. I know someone who's due a baby this month.
ooh.
You know him
Other
as
than
well,
that,
Darius.
Hmm. Right, so before we carry on, by the way.
I think I know who you mean.
No, it's all right. It's resynced back into itself. It had a little bit of a thing. Technology, eh? And live recorded podcasts.
Da da da. Well, it's
Well,
not technically live recorded,
well, it is. We're recording it live.
but it's not live.
No, that's why it's
Yes.
recorded live.
Okay. I'll go with that.
And my week has just been a week. Apart from the fact that today, as we're recording it, is the final of the LEC, which means it's the final day of the Fantasy League officially.
Official.
Yeah, where one Canadian or one British person will win this trophy.
I'm really
Goblet.
hoping the Canadian wins.
Yeah, just so I can send. What? So I have to send it by airmail. Thanks.
Yeah. Got an issue with that.
However, yeah, part of that come up that one of the casters for the show did their thing. It's like, right, shout out, what day is it? And everyone made the jokes of Sunday, you know, it's LEC day, it's Sunday, oh, it's a day, welcome. Me, I decided to go for the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask joke. Yeah, I wasn't expecting the tweet to blow up. No one ever reads my tweets. I mean, I'm happy.
Yeah, I would be.
Yeah, I'm happy. I mean,
See,
the
I just
impressions
don't tweet.
Well, that's the problem. That's why no one sees my stuff. And that's apparently the problem with social media is that if you spent 4 or 5 years on a social network and not said anything, the stuff behind the scenes thinks, well, you've not got anything worth saying because if you had, you would have said it. So when you do go and start saying stuff, it goes, this is unusual activity for you. No one needs to see this.
I don't tweet, but I do go on Twitter. I do see your tweets.
Oh, that's
It's
well, it makes me
so
feel slightly better.
my phone notificates me when you do tweet as well.
Yeah, well, that's nice. But I don't tweet often, so I should probably tweet more. A lot of the tweets I do are me just saying something silly about the Immaterial Gamers tweet that we posted. But, you know. Right, well, I guess it's time we should go to our What's Been Played. And before the podcast, we've ended up in an awkward situation that we've not played much new.
No.
We've not played anything. It's
Ah.
been a really slow week.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll go first. Because I did. I was going to talk to you today about Spiritfarer. But I've not played enough of it to actually have a decent judgment of it because Microsoft's Store and its integration with Xbox wasn't working properly. So any game that requires you to log into Xbox crashes on startup. And Spiritfarer requires that. So I thought, right, well, you know what? I'll try Children of Mortar instead because I like roguelikes and everyone likes me talking about roguelikes and we all like roguelikes. Darius likes roguelikes. We talked about Hades last week.
Oh yes, we did.
So yeah, I tried that. Couldn't do that because Xbox sign in. And the fact that you already have to sign into Microsoft Store first before you then go into a game that then requires you to sign in somewhere else is, bit shit.
I was about to say that sounds a little bit what's the word?
Redundant.
Yeah.
Over complicated.
Yeah. Either of them
Column
would
A, a
work.
bit of column B.
Yeah. So I went to my third choice, and it's the one that we put on something immaterially different yesterday or Saturday. And that is on the Humble Trove, but it's also on Steam and GOG and all the other places. It's called When Ski Lifts Go Wrong.
This is where Ryan went wrong.
Oh, Ryan went wrong indeed. So, this game, last time I actually heard about it was, I don't remember what podcast it was, but it was the one with me and Dariusz on where we talked about the Games Awards and
Mhm.
the Kind of Funny showcase. So that was like what, late 2018, something like that.
Should we
We had
say
to be,
yeah?
yeah, probably. Yeah, because we didn't talk about it the next year, and you talked about E3 when I wasn't here last year, so that sounds right in terms of the
Yeah,
time
it does.
scale of things. So yeah, late 2018, a game that was in early access in 2017 and came out as a full release in 2019. And I said during the sort of the Kind of Funny thing showcase bit that we were at, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds interesting. Cut to yesterday. I go, oh, there's that game I said I was going to play and never played. So yeah, When Ski Lifts Go Wrong is a bridge construction game.
Ooh,
Bit
interesting.
like Bridge Constructor. World of Goo is probably the big one.
I've played the Portal Bridge Constructor.
Yeah. Yeah. So you'll know what this sort of idea is. But it has its little quirks as well. So the idea is you are an engineer at a ski resort and you need to get your customers, your skiers and snowboarders and all that up the mountain so they can do their skiing and snowboarding. And you do that by constructing ski lifts or drag lifts or other sorts of lifts as they go along, just to complicate things and make it harder. And you do that by using materials which cost a certain amount of money to build. And some levels you'll have materials in limited quantities and stuff like that to add the challenge. So the idea is that you build your structures and use wheels. There's always wheels. Believe me, if you watch the video, there's wheels.
There's always wheels. Ryan also puts wheels when he's trying to put planks.
Yeah. It led to the fact that I could have done a supercut in that video, and it was only 24 minutes long, but I could have done a supercut of, nope, that's a wheel. So I just put it in the description
I'm starting
instead.
to wish I had music software. I'd have took that and gone, nope, that's a wheel. No, 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 that wheel.
Club remix. But yeah, so you build everything and then you run the simulation to test it. They, in this world, the way that they run the simulations is actually put it up in real life in the game and see if anyone dies.
Yay!
And if a skier dies, which they do violently, so they just smash their head against something, there's just blood stains all along the snow. So it just then you fail the level and you got to retry. But there's like other bits that you got to take into account, like probably Bridge Constructor does and like World of Goo did and stuff like that. There's always this idea of stress. You can't put too much stress on a structure or it'll just collapse or explode or any
You
number of
have to
funny
take
things.
into account the wind as well.
There's no wind
Not yet.
as of yet, as of where I got to, which is still the
might be-
tutorial.
I was about to say, they might be. That was still the tutorial.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have less respect for you now.
Yeah, thanks. Well, I mean, it's like it was adding new tutorial bits. I was getting to learning how to use logs instead of planks, which would be nice and more structurally sound than planks. But but yeah, the way that it sort of differs as well is, well, for a start, you can zoom into the character's theme park style. So when you
Yeah, it's
when
the first person.
yeah, so you can go into first person and they go up the lift, and so it can become an
And
almost
that
horror game, almost a horror game when you see when you see them inevitably crash into a pylon.
nice.
And then it just zooms out, and then it's just a red smear. The other thing that it does is that some levels require you to safely get the snow rider, skier, snowboarder, snowmobile driver safely across the line. And it was doing levels where you had to just control a skier or a snowmobile or something like that. But I assume some levels later on you have to then build the ski lift and then get them safely to the end of the level, which lots of blood smearing fun. Dead skiers everywhere, especially if you're me, who overthought one of the levels to the point where, as Steph said, he watched it and he was going, when I asked the question, am I overthinking this? He went,
Yes.
It's like, oh
I
my god,
literally
Ryan,
went,
yes, you
yes.
are.
You are. And then the next thing I knew, now you're underthinking it.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, you find the sweet spot.
I eventually did after finding a few wheels in between. Nope, there's a wheel. And yeah, so it's fun. So especially if any of you are on Humble Choice, it's in the Trove, so you can just download it for free. And there you go. Made by a huge calf studios. Now I don't know if that's a huge calf, as in a huge tiny cow, or as in legs and having huge calves. But
Bit
yeah,
of
that's
both.
it. Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, it could be a huge calf with huge calves.
Sounds more interesting, to be honest.
That's horrifying.
Is it? Just
Well,
try to
yeah,
imagine it.
a huge baby cow with huge legs.
Yeah. Bigger legs than head.
Jesus.
Bigger legs than body.
Do you
Oh
know
no.
something? Know that the one time I've ever tweeted, and
Yeah.
I've only realised this because I'm playing the game that I tweeted about,
Mm.
for, because they asked the question of what's the best toppings for pizzas.
Okay.
And I won this competition, which gave me pizza wings in this game.
Wow. Oh, it was a game competition. I thought you were saying that you were just going to win pizza.
No, I won
That
a
would be
pizza
nice
wings for
to
the game.
leave a pizza delivery for a year.
Oh, I'd
A
love to see.
lifetime
Love to see
supply
this.
of pizza for a year.
You just
Oh,
come back 3 podcasts later if Darius has won it, and you just see in the back of his house.
you
It's just
see
like
boxes piled up. I have it for breakfast, dinner, and lunch.
he's there saying something, and you could just like maybe hear the sort of muffled sounds of Dennis or something, just like, "Hey Darius, are you actually gonna?" And then just cardboard falls over everywhere.
I don't know what you're on about. I'll be there next week. Be me, Dennis, and
That's what they'd be saying.
Dennis, and Darius will be sat there like with pizza in our hands, just going, "Hey."
So there'd be 2 of them. Yeah, just like a letterbox opens up of cardboard boxes, and there's Steph and Dennis just there, and they look out like mouth half full of pizza, and then, oh dear. So anyway, speaking on that, then we'll go with Darius, who is
I will
free of
have a
pizza
pizza
delivery
for
boxes.
I will have a pizza for my supper.
I had
Oh.
pizza for dinner today.
I didn't have dinner. I will have a dinner when we finish the podcast.
Roast
And
dinner
then
for
I'm gonna
podcast.
watch.
Roast dinner.
And then I'm gonna watch a movie, and then I'm gonna have, let's call it a late night or supper. A pizza. I know, Ryan. I know.
Okay. So yeah, Darius, what have you tried to play? What have you played again?
What board games have you been playing?
Oh, that's not good.
It's very. I turn on Wolfenstein Youngblood just to like prepare it for something.
For something.
So
Darius, he already knows what it's for. That's why he's
No,
going.
I know what it's for, and to also answer this question as well, or just to answer
I don't. I
the
no.
meme
Well,
and the joke that's been happening. Dual play will be starting after Spooktober Spectacular 2020.
Cool. I'm just
So,
saying. I just didn't want to say for what it is because I didn't want to spoil for the audience, not for you guys, because I know you guys know what it is for.
hey, don't worry. I'll use till up to the end of like December or whatever when the first dual play, which we might as well say now just to give you an idea, is for A Way Out.
I think we have mentioned it before.
I believe
Yeah,
he's have to a point, but yeah. So so that'll be happening after Spooktober, and yeah, maybe we'll get an audience.
So yes, I've turned on that game. I've played the first level. Then
I've
you
not
can
even played that yet.
die really quick even on easy.
I have played Youngblood. It is
It's kind
brutal
of
for what it is.
it's a brutal game as the other Wolfenstein's games.
Yeah.
However, it's like 1 minute you're doing fine, killing everyone without a scratch. The other minute is like, yeah, do that.
Okay. For this game, I want a death counter for each of us.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough.
And if I
Um,
rage, people are gonna know why.
Well, if you do the well, you don't. If you would have like 3 lives per game
I noticed that
per
there is
level, so you can
yeah.
die. I can revive you.
But
So we
it's
can
like you
do
get knocked down, don't you, and you bleed out.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
revive someone while they've bled out, you don't lose a life. If they
I
if
love the
they
fact
bleed
he's
out, they
saying.
lose a life. And if you lose 3 lives, then that's it.
I love the fact he's pointing out that I'm gonna be the one that dies. I believe it'll be him, and that'll be the reason I rage constantly. And I'll be like, I'm alive, I'm doing this, and the next thing I know is I'm bleeding out.
Yeah, I believe there's ways that you can gain more lives during the levels as well. I mean, the first level is a tutorial level, and they show you a
Well,
box that you can just open up that grants you a
yes.
shared life.
Well, we're gonna have to find out because I just played first level. 2 levels when I firstly got it.
Well, that's something I can say it to you now without spoiling anything on that. Just be prepared for this to be more of an open world structure rather than
The old
your usual
Wolfenstein.
your corridors of enemies.
I normally benefit from open world shooters.
Yeah, because you usually get to level up a little bit more.
It's also the fact that I'm more aware of the map than most people I play with.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I'm over aware of a map. Like I'm not happy with like finishing an area unless I have meticulously explored it to everyone
Oh,
else's detriment.
well, I don't mind that. I like doing that. I admit that. That's why I found things in one of the Tales games that you didn't find, and I ended up telling you where it was.
That's actually helped because even through my meticulous searching, I missed something.
Yeah. So I think it was like a cave, and it was another exit, and you didn't want to exit in case that was the exit you're meant to be going through or something.
Yeah.
And I just went, wonder where this goes, and just went through it. I'm like,
And
oh,
there
this
we
got
go.
me this.
Oh dear. Just as a thing, by the way, before we carry on with what's been played, and we've already explained that Craig's in the corner. What you need is something that you can either write down or type on for your quiz, just to give you a bit more hints on what's happening, because it's going to go in the way of like a pub quiz, except it's not a pub quiz.
Fair enough. I have something already. Well, but other than that, I've also played
Yes. Drum roll.
Tiny Epic Galaxy.
Tiny Epic Galaxy.
What the hell
Yeah,
is
it's
that
a
one?
board game. It's a
Oh,
board
okay.
game.
Oh yes,
So-
it is.
So, Tiny Epic is a bunch of games, different games. Which the idea is to have like a small box, that kind of size, of more or less 2 decks of cards, both size, and to pack as much as gameplay mechanics and the whole game in it as possible.
Right.
And with the galaxies, the game is about conquering, colonizing other galaxies, other planets.
I get you.
So how the game works is you starting with your base, space station, 2 starships, some resources, and that's it. And then you're rolling the dice.
Right. Okay.
So it's like die rolling game basically. And whatever symbol you have, you can perform this kind of action. And I lost the word. And the order, that's the one. The
Right.
order do not matter. So first of all, you can, let's say, if you want to get some energy. So before using the energy die, you can fly your ship to the spaces where energy will be good for you, or you can benefit the most. So you're flying first, then collecting the energy, then using another die, you're spending that collected energy to do something else.
Okay.
So on and so on. And the main objective is to colonize as much planet as you can, and each planet gives you some victory points.
Mm.
So as soon as you hit, for example, 21 points, that's it, you won the game.
Okay.
And it's a nice short game for 1 to 5 players because there's a solo mode.
Oh, okay. I like board games that have solo modes.
Yes, I do too. However, I have not tried this one yet. So that's somewhere down the line to try it. I have a few other games to try in solo mode as well. But anyway, yeah, it's nice filler game because it takes roughly for 3 to 4 players roughly half an hour to finish it.
That's actually pretty short for.
It is, but it's quite intense game, and the only bad thing about this game is that I don't mean they should supply another set of dice to make the game quicker, but at least somewhere maybe like an additional add-on to the game to get additional set of dice.
Right.
Because to pass the dice around to every player, it's taking a little bit of time. It's just inconvenient. But other than that, I would have to say this is a nice, perfect small game.
Yeah, that's cool. See, that was a cheating thing that we ended up doing with Atmosphere or Nightmare, the video board games. That it did get to a point, and it's like, oh right, you've got a dice, and you can run it, and you go around. But because the whole aim of the game is wasting time because you're on a tight time limit that you can't stop because of a video or a DVD or whatever, and you're passing one set of dice around. It is troublesome. But if you split it, say you're having a 6-player game and you split it, and the dice is there between 3 people, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it does.
But like I say, that would be considered cheating. Well, fuck you, gatekeeper. But
excuse me. I would say that depends on on the game. So when you're fighting against the time limit, yes, that's fine. But sometimes when you just want to make the game easier or faster, or during today COVID time, you're not confident of passing the dice to other people. That would be
having
a really
more of
nice.
them would be
Yes, that would be something nice to have.
Exactly.
So, Stefan.
Yes,
what
Stefan.
have you been playing?
I've not played anything new.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of have been going back to Dungeon Defenders 2 a little bit.
Yes.
There is one thing that's concerning me with it, though.
Okay.
The Christmas event from last year is still going.
What?
It's still going on. It's still got Christmas trees and everything up.
Trifty. What's the name of the company that made it? Is it Trifty, isn't it, or something like that? Trifty Entertainment or
I'm
something
not
like
sure.
that. Are they not updating it?
They're updating it, but they're working more on Dungeon Defenders Awakened.
That's not good.
So it's more the thing of because of what's happening. What they've done is left the event up so you're getting free stuff still.
Right.
So every day you log on to get free stuff.
Yeah.
And they've just kept all the Christmas decorations and that up on it. But they are updating. Like the end, they put a new. Just after the new one came out, they put a new. I think it was just before or just after it came out. They updated it with like a whole new game mode, which I haven't really played yet. It's meant to be it's like above it because they have chaos levels, and it ends at chaos level 8.
Right.
And now they have a game mode that's meant to be beyond Chaos 8.
Chaos 9?
They've not named it Chaos 9. It just gets more difficult as it goes through it.
Right,
and
okay.
I've not really played it. I've not played the new one that much because the people I play it with aren't really playing that much. So right now I'm re-leveling my character back up because I ascended to become stronger. And to become stronger, you become weaker.
Oh yeah, it's that weird old business that you were telling
It's
me
the
about.
whole thing by every, like, say, few hundred levels, you climb it. It's called an ascension level, and you climb up the ascension by floors. So depending on your floor and the level you ascend at, depends on what level you become after you ascend.
Right.
You will never
Okay.
be as strong as the level you were, but it will only drop you by, let's say, 100, sometimes a lot, sometimes less, depending on how many floors and that you've completed already.
Mm.
Because you may find there's times where if you, let's say, if you never ascend and you get to your max level, then and to the max floor that you can get to, which some people have put, let's say you can get to max floor 100 and something, overall, let's say 200, pretty easy without ascending once.
Right.
You ascend, you won't be the same level you was as you ascended, but you won't be 0.
Mm.
So your character will be set back to basically story mode level, but
Right.
you'll have skill points that you can put back into your character. Let's say up to I think I don't even know what the max level is, and I don't think there is actually a max level of the game. And it tends to, let's say, if you ascend at 800, you'll come back at, let's say, 700.
Right.
So your character's level, so its skill points, will still be at 700, so you have to put them back in. And then you level up your gear again, unless you've not worked on your gear yet. Because in Dungeon Defenders, they work on the idea of you have shards that, unless you've gilded them, when you ascend, they will all go back to level 0.
Mm.
Your tools all have chaos levels.
Right.
So the higher the chaos level, the stronger the tool is for its base stats. But in your tool, you also have something that are now called mods. Are basically a level 1 to 10 mod that can be on any tool. Some tools can't have certain mods because they're based for certain weapons or certain, like, projectiles or certain characters.
Mm.
So that will strengthen your weapon and your armor up, as well as the shards.
Right.
But then from there, you still have to look at all armor pieces are guaranteed to give you armor, regardless.
Mm.
They'll always give you armor, but then they'll also either give you extra health or ability power. So you then have to pick. So you pick the armor, then you have to pick if you want extra health or ability. With your weapons, you are guaranteed a base attack. And then after that, again, do you want extra health or do you want more ability power?
Right.
My main character, you will always play. You play with a deck of 4 characters, but you can switch your deck out while in game.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the idea, wasn't it? That certain towers or
Certain
defensive structures would
defenses
work there.
work better against certain things, like EMPs. EMPs take out. It's like an EMP golem, ogre. When they slam the floor, it'll take out anything between auras, traps. Yeah, so anything that's classed as an aura or a trap will be taken out by it. But anything like, say, cannon towers, barrage tower, poison dart towers, anything like that won't be affected by it.
Mm.
But then they have EMP bombers that won't affect the traps or the auras, but will affect them towers.
Right.
So,
Okay.
and I think they kind of figure it out of the thing of most towers do physical damage,
Mm-hmm.
while an aura or a trap will do elemental damage.
Right.
So the EMP ogre things tend to take out anything that'll do the elemental damage. You can attach elemental damage to towers, actually, because of the way the mods work.
Mm-hmm.
But it becomes a thing of, especially in the new Chaos thing, because I have played a little bit of it, you get lanes that can't be stunned or take less physical damage, so you need to make sure you have the traps and the auras ready for them, because they deal more let's call it magic damage, not aura damage or something like that. So you have physical damage where it's a physical thing hitting them, and then you have your magic damage, which is basically an aura or an effect that affects that area.
Mm-hmm.
So you can either have that, or you can have ones where they're coated in chrome. I think the chrome ones, the ones I forget which way it works, but I know there's one which can't be stunned. I'm not sure if that's chrome, but there's ones where it will reflect any physical damage.
Mm-hmm.
So and as my main character always in a deck is my barbarian, because regardless of what I'm against, for the way I've built him, he sits there, he can hit away, get his health back at the exact same time as he's attacking, take damage while making himself stronger while taking damage, which lets him steal more life when he attacks. So it just sits there in a constant loop of he's never going to die unless something major explodes or hurts him, or my attack speed dramatically affected. But he is one of the main champions I tend to find. There's a thing in it that's been in it for just over a year called I forgot what it's called. It's like a frozen knight. I forgot what they're called. Oh, there's an actual name for them and everything. And I completely forgot. He's like so he's like a frozen knight, and he puts an aura around him that anything in that aura will be frozen, including traps, auras, boosts, or anything like that. They'll all freeze, and they won't be doing any damage or anything to it. But the barbarians has an ability where basically you don't take. It gives you increased defense and ability against all stunning effects,
right.
which what makes you immune to that bubble. Just walking with this ability activated and just walking and start pounding it. But I fuse it with another mod called, because while he's got the aura up, it can't be hurt. And the only way to remove the aura is to set it on fire. And the barbarian doesn't have a way to do that himself. So on mine, I've gave him a mod that's called Burning Strikes, which when I hit him, will set him on fire.
Okay.
So it gets rid of his aura, and then I just one hit. That's how bad the barbarian in that game is broken. Seriously broken. There's broken in a way of one ability can take I think the highest thing I've ever took out was something had over 100 mil health. I one hit.
My eyebrows have raised.
And that's with one ability with max stacks.
Okay,
with the barbarian. But the thing is, with the barbarian, it's really glitchy to make it hit as well. He's broken on a way of it's broken how to get it to work, and it's broken if it works.
Oh, wonderful.
So it's one of them things. It's double-edged sword. If you don't hit it, it's going to take you a lot longer to kill this thing with massive load of health. If you hit it, you basically just slaughtered it in one shot and just walked off like, yeah, I don't care.
No, God.
But the barbarian is the most broke champion in that game.
Fair enough.
Like, the most broke tower in that game is called I forgot what it's called. It's from the EV9.
That's
and
the
it's
robot
her
one, right?
Yeah, and it's her, let's say, her ultimate tower, which automatically deals electric damage because it's a field that shoots out. But you can stick a water mod on it, and it'll instantly stun anything that comes in the area because it'll be dealing electric and water damage to it. And they added a thing in about a year ago, maybe a bit longer now, where two different elements confuse to make a different type of damage. While water and electric will stun, poison and earth will, I believe it's poison and earth will petrify.
Right.
So basically Medusa type thing. I'm not sure what earth or water does. I've never really dealt with it. And I'm not sure what earth and fire does. So I don't know what confused with fire, to be honest. I know, no, oil and fire will make burn. Like an overall lasting burn. Because they did add oil into it when they added the element damage to it more clearly.
Mm.
So then they added the oil damage, which 2 champions have it as an ability, and you can also get it as a mod for your weapons or anything like that. I think I've got it on one of my weapons.
Right.
But the oil is slightly broken. I don't know if they've ever noticed this, but as long as you have a weapon that can commence drench is something water and oil can do. But the game has no way to specificate which one did it. So if you drench something and then hit it with fire, you set it on fire, regardless if you've drenched it with water or oil.
Oh.
Which becomes a little bit handy when you have a water-based weapon with the fire mod, well, fire shard I spoke to about earlier, especially on the main level that boss is in, because that main boss flies on a dragon around, a draven or whatever it wants to be called, and sets the area on, well, freezes the area, and then with that, I'm sorry, I just got distracted there. And then with that, you can light the beacons back. That unfreezes your gear that's in that area. I think I've just kind of prattled on by this point. Anything else you'd like to know?
I think we're all right. There's a lot that we know now.
See, I don't think we've ever discussed Dungeon Defenders.
You've discussed the basics.
Yeah. Bit of tower defense game with characters interact.
Mm-hmm.
We never dive into too deep into it.
I think Dariusz would like it if he actually played it properly.
We've tried a few times.
Yeah, but I think you don't like it that much because basically I sit there and carry you through it.
Maybe, yeah.
I have got to a point now when I end up building for random people. It'd be like, how do you want me to build? And they're like, what do you mean? Do you want instant death or do you want to be able to fight them for a little bit before they die? And they'll go, instant death. And when they do it, they end up sat there going, this is boring. I'm like, you wanted instant death. I can happily set up towers, walk off, come back 5 minutes later, just every few minutes just to hit G and walk off again.
Okie dokie. Right. If you could just vamp for 20 seconds or so while I send this text, because we will then move on to our quiz of the podcast week.
So
off you go.
I don't trust him anymore. Look at them beady eyes of it as he's trying to write a message. It's creeping me out. It's kind of scary.
Okay.
I don't want to know what he's doing, to be honest.
You're going to know because it's going to end up in the develop chat. That's why he's typing.
That is correct. Right. So, yes, our game. So, in the development chat earlier this week, I requested something of critical importance, and that was still true. I requested as many selfie front-on pictures as possible for a mock-up for a logo that Dariusz will receive, so he can then do what he wanted to do regarding the logo.
I gave many of them. I might not be on my face, might be not on my head, on my body, but
yeah,
my face.
That's a problem. So I'm going to send this, and that's to the 3 faces I received. I am sorry as I've slightly deceived you. I do need faces for logos, but as the following GIFs will show, the logo was not the only use.
I'm so happy I never gave you Pokemon.
So, yeah.
So, Sapphire sent you one because she's messaged me asking me
Sapphire sent me one with Terry.
And, yeah.
And Duncan sent me a sublime, perfect portrait face.
Wait, is he sent you a passport photo?
No, he sent me a photo. It's
if I see this photo
on his webcam.
Okay.
Now the thing is, me and Steph, as Dariusz
Dariusz should
fully
be fully
aware of.
aware. I've sent him a few today.
Have been a bit addicted by the Reface app.
Who wouldn't?
Yes, I ruined me and Steph both ruined Darius's day by putting our faces on Geralt from the Witcher TV series.
What you mean? I made his day with the scene I was in.
Oh, well, he told me to fuck myself, so,
He didn't say nothing to me. He just sent me crazy faces back. See,
now
he loved mine. He loved mine. It was just you. You ruined it for him.
Now that the GIF stopped moving as well, I make a good Geralt. I have no worry about grey hair if I have hair left in the next few years.
You won't have hair.
So, we're a video game podcast. So, what better way to place and recast people than in 5 video game films?
Oh, we're going to have to guess what film, aren't we?
Yes, from the GIF, guess the film and guess the actor that has been recasted by a member of Immaterial Gamers.
I'm lucky I know. I forgot the guy who plays John Wick now.
Oh, that's not good.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I remember Keanu Reeves, and that's basically it.
Well, you never know. You might get some recognizing and stuff like that. So, hopefully, I'll be able to just share these on Discord in the development chat now using my good old phone. Hopefully, this will work. Right. So here is number 1. See, a very, very popular film. And who is that handsome fellow that's shouting, "So look at this"? So just write down your answer of what you think. I mean, you can describe this GIF. It's going to appear where Craig is. So, yeah.
I don't even know what film this is for.
Neither do I, to be honest.
Oh dear, and I thought this was going to be the easy one. I mean, I'll give you one clue. It's a fighting game.
I think I know who it is.
But I'm just loving in this fact that you've got, obviously, there's me has replaced the guy in the front. But if you can just look in the back right, there's
you've got someone else.
There's someone who clearly looks like Duncan.
Yeah.
Wearing a helmet.
I never noticed that until now.
And then there is the chin that keeps popping in and out of a Terry.
Wait, what do we have to put here?
So the name of the film and the
Okay.
name of the actor that has been replaced. So in this case, the person in the middle. The person that's been replaced by me. So yeah, just find somewhere to store your answer.
Yeah, me and Dariusz found the exact same place to start the answer because I noticed he was typing as well.
Yeah, I can see you both typing them in the development chat. Okay, right. Number 2. When he goes back to the gallery and finds the pictures. Here we go. Number 2. Now, this isn't all me, by the way. But this one is.
Oh, I know what this one is. Oh! I know what film and everything. I hate you.
You should definitely know this film.
I don't think I'm going to spell it right, though.
Because it was certainly, I'll give it this, it was certainly the last film I saw before lockdown.
Okay, I'm muting myself to get spelling.
That's fine. But yeah. And this one was just a nice, easy one to pick up. In terms of this actor, it's hard sometimes to actually get a GIF with him without the face suddenly just yeeting out of existence. But this one worked. So that's number 2. And here, once stuff's got himself sorted here, is number 3. Oh, who's this devil?
Hey, is that Duncan?
It is indeed Duncan.
I'm not sure what film it is.
Dariusz is like, what?
What's going on?
He's like, what's going on? You see, this character would usually wear a hat. He doesn't
I
in
have
this
no
scene.
idea for this one.
I'd say it's another fighting game. As your clue. And if it isn't the first fighting game, it's another. So, yeah, I had fun with this one. I mean, sometimes reface doesn't work properly. I mean, if you have a look once Duncan's face turns away a little, it's suddenly his face comes like a little bit further out.
I probably got it wrong, but I don't know what actor that is because I don't even know what game that is.
Yeah, that
Or
might
what
be
film that is.
might be tough. Right, here we go. Number 4.
How many is there?
There's 5.
Okay, at least
There's
that.
10 points up for grabs. So here's number 4. And do you know how you mentioned sometimes you couldn't get refaces with glasses?
It doesn't work well though.
It doesn't work well, but it has picked up Sapphire.
I know what film that is, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to know which one it is?
No, if you just know the name of the film.
I know the surname, but know the name.
Oh dear. I feel like I may have found one that was fun in theory. I mean, it's fun to me because I've I've put some of Immaterial gamers in their faces. I mean, you haven't even seen number 5 yet, which is hilarious when you realise who was refaced. So here we go. Number
This is number 5.
This is number 5. Oh shit! No, wait, I put the wrong one in. Oh no, that's me.
By the way,
So
this isn't the right one, but you look really evil in that.
Well, I mean, look at me.
I'm
I'm
murder
evil.
him.
I'm evil, that one. I turn and become evil, that one. And as for the guy's chin in the back,
You become Chin Man.
Chin Man. No, this is actually number 5. Here we go. And your last one. Oh, who is this fella?
I don't know who. Is that Duncan? No, that's Terra.
It is Terry.
And it is. I need to know how to spell it.
I'll give you this. It's if you really need a clue on it, Slipknot did the soundtrack to one of these films.
I know what it is. Do we have to know which one it is?
No, I will be happy with the series that it is. Same with number 4, to be honest.
The actor I don't know, and I'm not scrolling down after looking how to spell it to find out actors' names.
Okay. So we all done?
Yes.
And we got any last minute section? So let's go for number 1. So the guy with the blue beret, who gives the good old fuck you fist pump, that is not Duncan in the background. Dariusz, what film did you go with?
Can we just on 3 just press enter so we don't change anything?
If you want to.
Press enter, but you still have to speak.
Yeah, you still have to say what it is because no one else sees it.
Yeah, but let's send the message first, Stefan.
Okay, right. Give me your answers in 1, 2, 3. Okay, you've given me.
Oh, we both went for
everything.
the same thing.
Right. Okay. So number 1. Yeah. So Dariusz, you said.
First one was Street Fighter.
Yeah, I went with Street Fighter.
Okay. You're
right.
Street
wrong. I don't know what actor that is.
No, neither of you.
No.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, that is, who
is
played
it?
who played great American fighter Guile. And however, I have no idea who the actor is that's being recasted by Duncan.
What? I wonder why. Well, why did you think that was Tom Cruise?
I don't know. I just thought it was Tom Cruise.
For number 2 here. Number 2. Okay.
It's Sonic the Hedgehog and it's Jim Carrey.
Yep.
Yeah, same height.
Same height. Oh god. Right, so number 3.
I didn't know what film or what actor this is at all, but I've gone for Mortal Kombat. And I
Okay,
see
Darius.
Darius did the same.
Yeah.
Yep, he did. Okay. So that was Raiden, or Raiden.
Yes. Raiden.
In those films played by Christopher Lambert.
Okay.
Yeah, they were not good films. In fact, to be honest, a lot of these on the list. I mean, no, Sonic's all right. Number 5 to some people's all right. So number 4.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
It is Tomb Raider.
And I don't know her last name, but I know her first name's Alice.
I know her surname straight away, but then it came to my mind.
Yeah,
her first
it is
name.
Alicia Vikander.
Oh, is it? I didn't know how you pronounce it. I thought it was pronounced as Alice.
It's Alicia Vikander. You know what, Steph? You can have a point for that one.
Well, what do you mean? I did put Tomb Raider in just a first name. I didn't.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. You put Alicia, and you know what?
Let's see. At least Darius knew the Resident Evil one.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, number 5. Terry has been recast as Alice from what series of films, guys?
Resident Evil.
Yes. And who plays Alice? Darius?
Jovovich.
Oh yes, she does. Not in this film, like I say, it's Terry with boobs. So yeah. Right, so how many points have you got there? Let's have a look. Steph, yeah, 6. Yeah. Darius, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Well, I didn't plan for that.
That's what I mean. We've got 7 and we've got 6.
Oh, 7? Who's got 7?
Yeah. I've got 7 because I've got Street Fighter, Sonic, Jim Carrey,
yeah, that's
Mortal
3.
Kombat, Tomb Raider,
5, 6. Yeah,
May,
actually.
And I didn't know the thing.
Even if I give a half point to Steph, he'd win 6.5 to 6.
Okay.
Right, so if
you not seen Sonic the Hedgehog?
Okay, so if you just stay still for a second, Darius.
You taking a picture of Darius?
I might just give him one reface before we leave the podcast.
He deserves the reface.
He does. I mean, is there anything that he wants to be?
He wants to be Sonic the Hedgehog.
If you just give us a nice smile, Darius. There we go.
Sonic the Hedgehog. He wants to be Sonic the Hedgehog.
More than one face detected. Please make another photo. Oh, that's because of. Hold on. It's because there we go.
I did one of these today as a Taylor Swift. Sent it to someone I used to work with, and they just sent it back saying you look better as a woman.
Okay, so we got Darius. Let's see. Let's give him a GIF. Let's see. What other video games could we do? I mean, we could also just one last thing. Let's just say
you should put him as the Witcher. That'd be his
Yes.
dream. That'd be his dream come true.
Yes, there we are. Geralt of Rivia. So while I'm doing this, we'll just wrap up the podcast. So if you've liked what you've heard and seen, please like, share, subscribe on the YouTube channel. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, give it a subscribe and a follow. And while I just reface Darius here, and I hope this works because it was very blurry when I took it, but oh no, what has that done? What has that done? What has that done to Darius?
I cannot be refaced.
Oh, you can be refaced. It's just not worked. I mean, this is the podcast all over at this point, isn't it? Look, this, fuck.
That's Darius?
Well, apparently.
I prefer me as this. It's not a film, but.
Oh my god, you refaced Michael.
Yep.
From GTA.
Yep.
Perfect. Right, so until next week, guys. Please, for God's sake, don't kill each other and reface each other where you can, legally and not for revenge purposes.
I've got the perfect thing to put at the end.
Okay, go on. One more, Steph, because I'll have to like grab these gifts and put them in place quick.
This is going to be the very end.
Okay.
The very end where we're all going bye.
Well, here it is. But oh no, no, that's not happening. That's not
Why
happening.
not? What's wrong with that?
Kim Jong Steph. Dear God. Bye, everyone.
This is no longer a dilemma.
There's no longer a video game podcast. Is that what you were trying to say?
No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying this is no longer a. I'm taking over. I have the bigger guns.
It's no longer a democracy. It's a dictatorship.
Yeah.
That's what you were trying to go for. All right. See you later, everyone.
Bye-bye.